3, 2, and welcome, y'all. I feel like we are officially a little bit more set up. I know I keep saying. I feel like I say that every single podcast, and I'm sorry for this noise because I actually didn't want to have this on. Boom. And so welcome, y'all. So we are here at DWTN Nutrition, and we're gonna bring you something really special today because we're gonna have a really good topic about not just something that we all are gonna be experiencing in life, but honestly, we were actually talking, Hannah and I, and she was like questioning what I had said. So it'll be a good one, I think. So we're actually gonna be talking about
fight.
That's why we got Elena in the middle.
Yeah.
Look at her being
Referee.
gentle with the tips. Give me that. So we're going to actually be talking about the power of showing up and why consistency beats motivation every time. And when I told you that, you said, do you remember what you said?
I said, how can you have consistency without motivation?
Yes.
And then you're like, save it.
Save it for the podcast.
All right. The ice machine.
I know.
Drop.
I know.
Drop.
It's okay. So, anybody would like to jump in on that right away, or?
Well, you have a strong opinion, so why don't you start?
So, and it's honestly a new opinion because I also thought, how am I going to stay consistent if I'm not motivated, right? I mean, that's probably what a lot of people think because it's like, why would I even want to be consistent if I'm not motivated to have that consistency? Or I guess you would actually be like, well, is your goal not motivating enough to create that consistency, right? Is that maybe what you're thinking too?
Mm-hmm. So
if you think about it, though, in anything, if you go to work, in a work meeting, or you have, let's put it this way, for if you're in the working class, not entrepreneurial, but if you go to a 9 to 5, which we've all experienced before, and we are currently either in it or not, whatever, you go to these meetings that they have monthly, right? You just had one, but it was more like an event for you. So what happens at these events or these meetings, right? They pep talk you, they motivate you, they're telling you about the new thing coming out, yada, 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 right? They're like, you guys are doing great, these are going to be the numbers, this is what we're going to do, this is where we're going, so you get motivated. But the second you leave that building, life happens, right? Husband calls, piss you off. Kids call, piss you off. Your car has something wrong with it on the way home, your tire pops, whatever. Motivation is gone. You're not even thinking about it. So that's why I think consistency beats motivation, because if you're consistently working towards that goal that maybe the company gives you for the amount of time you're there, you're always going to consistently work for it. So it's something that you automatically do on a daily basis. And it's stronger than motivation because it's something you've built over time. And like if you look up like the things that they say, it takes at least 21 days for you to create a habit, which a habit is a consistent thing you do. Mm-hmm. So that's why consistency will always beat motivation, because you're not going to be motivated every day. It doesn't happen. Let's be realistic. Some days you wake up and you don't want to go to the gym. You don't want to go make that next sale. You don't want to make that next call. You don't want to clock into work. Whatever it may be, you're not motivated to do it, but you're consistent in doing it, so you do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I preach that all day long to my patients and stuff. Like, when we're talking about exercise and nutrition, like the 21 days it takes to create a new habit and being consistent, and then it becomes just second nature to you. But for me, my rebuttal here is, I feel like, how do you gain that consistency if you aren't motivated to begin with to even start?
So I would say
I think
Go,
you,
Elena. You go ahead.
No, I'm like, is
we
she gonna
need
say
we need a
anything?
third person.
she got her new haircut and she's just like, I'm not.
She's
I don't need to
sassy.
say anything. Let me break it down.
I think to
Hi,
create
Dior. Somebody was saying hi.
I think to create motivation to be consistent, I think you have to have like a strong enough purpose that gets you motivated.
Right.
Like you have to know why you're doing something.
So rather than motivation, have a purpose. That's what you mean.
Like even if it's just at your job, like if you're looking to like better yourself within your job, like maybe get a different position or get a raise or whatever.
Right.
Like that's a goal. That's a
Like-
purpose.
Yeah.
True. So like if you're trying to lose weight, let's say, so you can be motivated to lose that weight, but if you don't have a goal or a purpose, like what's the purpose of you losing weight?
Yeah.
Like if you don't have that already in you, like, oh, I want to lose weight because I want to be able to play with my kids a little longer, or
I know I'm gonna have more confidence. Like I want to be able to feel confident.
yeah. So like let's say for a wedding, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They have
That's
a
a
purpose.
goal.
They have a purpose
Yeah.
to lose that weight.
So it
because
gives
they
you
want-
motivation.
They want to get. So yeah. So maybe that's what it is if you don't have a strong enough purpose, then you lose the motivation.
Yeah.
Should
I mean, it
we
kind of all ties in.
Agree to disagree. Because I feel like, honestly, like, we're talking in circles around each other right now, because it's like, honestly, you have to have, like she's saying, the ambition or the reason why
Yeah.
to be motivated to do that. And if you want the end result to be a positive one, you have to be consistent.
Yes. But maybe it's out. Maybe it depends on what it's towards. Maybe because like, let's see, like maybe if so, like, let's put it in like in the business world.
Okay.
If you don't create a consistency of like X amount of calls a day, no matter what, you got to make those calls. You got to make those contacts. And if you don't create that consistency, your motivation won't be there for you to make those calls. So if you don't create that consistency, does that make sense?
It's like a
I'm kind of
habit.
saying it again.
Yeah.
It's like a habit. Like
guess
you know,
you're right.
it's also it's like discipline too. Like you know you have to do something, so you show up and do it anyway.
Well, I think
when you don't feel like doing
Consistency would be discipline, right?
it, kind of, yeah.
It'd be the
You're
same thing.
consistent because you have that. You created that discipline. That
Yeah.
you know you have to do it, whether you feel like doing it or not. You know you have to show up to your job. Like you know you have to show up and open your business. Like
Yeah.
And you could flip it and say, you could be right. I'm agreeing with you. Oh, God. Hold on.
Wow. She's not used to our new polls.
Not used to this being
You don't
in my
have
face.
to break the stuff just because
Lost my train of thought now. If you're not consistent, you could lack motivation from not being consistent because you're not getting results from
Yeah.
the lack of consistency. So I do agree with you on that aspect. That's like, for me, like my initial reason why I wanted to, start working out again and eating better and things like that had nothing to do with the outside appearance. I've never been like, ugh, I don't like how I look. It was more of an internal health thing for me, like my overall wellness as a human being. And like when I go on vacations, I want to be able to hike whatever hike I want to do, and run around with my nephew, whatever it
The
may
healthy
be
part.
that I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then internally feel good about myself too. But and a stress reliever. But for me to start, I had a purpose. And then I showed up every day, so I did have consistency, and then seeing results motivated me to stay consistent. So I do agree with you to a point, but I feel like I have to have that like drive and motivation to get to the point to where I'm like, I'm going 5 days a week to the
Yeah.
gym.
so, what gets you motivated?
like
then?
every day. That's the thing.
Like it depends on what it is. Like, I guess if you're talking about career and stuff like that, when it comes to motivation,
I guess that's where it's falling. It's like it depends on what you're
subject?
consistently like. What is the
and what drives you.
yeah? Because like I could say, bro, I brush my teeth every single day, not because I'm motivated, because I created a habit and I'm consistent about it, right?
Right.
Like my teeth are white, or my teeth are, I'm happy with the way I feel with my teeth because I consistently brush them. I'm never gonna have motivation to do that, right?
It's just a habit.
It's like
It's a habit.
So is a habit and consistency the same thing? I feel like we should ask.
ChatGPT.
I could ask my wife. Do you guys think?
Ask the live. I'll do ChatGPT real quick. Elena, keep the
What was
audience.
the question?
Damn. Is a habit
and consistency,
the same fall in the same category?
Is a habit and consistency the same thing?
Yeah.
Not just when it comes to health and like working out and eating right and things like that, but in all aspects, like your career and like your day-to-day life and like, yeah, just getting up and going.
All right. Do we want to hear what my buddy here says?
What does ChatGPT say? Because we don't got no dang friends. Go ahead.
So a habit is the action you do regularly, often automatically. So like drinking water first in the morning. And then consistency is the repetition or the discipline of doing that habit over and over again, even when you don't feel like it. A little different. It's a little different. Because even if you don't feel like it, you created that consistency, which drives you to do that repetition, where a habit is just something that you automatically do.
Like
You
brushing
do
your teeth.
naturally.
Like
yeah.
brushing your teeth or drinking water. Like,
Yeah.
so, okay, let me keep reading, I guess. So while a habit is the what, consistency is the how often. Nice.
So they are two separate things.
So I guess
This
you
is
can
like mind effing
hold
me.
on. So basically, like how, like, okay, so while a habit is the what, consistency is the how often. So basically, put it this way: I know I got to drink water, so I'm going to drink at least 1 water a day. But I know that if I consistently drink water, what is it, a gallon a day? So
Sure.
you might drink a cup. You need at least 8 cups. I think it's a whole gallon. I'm not the best math, but anyways, so basically, am I gonna create that consistency to drink the 8 cups of water just to complement my habit of drinking water?
Okay.
I think that's
So
what
it's
it falls.
incorporating a goal.
Yeah. Oh, I guess. Oh, I should have just kept reading. Because it says consistency builds habits. Habits are sustained by consistency. What?
Yeah. So
It's like a full circle. So
basically they work together.
without using habit though, because so habit is the same thing as consistency. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
We got to go back into: is motivation more important or is consistency more important? Obviously, I think we should probably, because it's like I was saying, like it depends on what you're going
You're
for.
talking about, and also what your end result and end goal is. I feel like sometimes you don't always have to have consistency to win that prize or whatever it may be. It may be very like instant gratification if you had motivation to do something right then.
Yeah.
So just depends. Like something that takes growth and time, obviously you're probably going to need consistency first.
Because for like me, like it's like hard for me to motivate daily to do like the business side. Like I'll wake up and I'm just like, damn dude, I really don't want to go in today and sell teas, or I don't want to be behind the store retailing and all that stuff, right? So I think that's where like consistency probably saves
it beats your motivation.
Yeah. And that's on the business side, because it is hard. I'll be honest, to work retail, it's hard. You got to deal with customer service, and sometimes you want to jump up on that cabinet, the whatever it's called,
Counter,
and like just beat somebody up with one of the teas or whatever. You know what I mean?
You also though, like usually you like decide things when you're like in the moment and you're motivated. Like you decide you're gonna do something, but then you only keep it going if you stay consistent. Like in the moment you make the decision because you're excited about it,
So
you're motivated.
Have we almost steered you to consistency rather than
No, like I'm saying, like they work together
no,
because
I'm talking about Hannah. Like have we? So like, are you more of like, you think consistency beats motivation or motivation beats consistency for you?
I think, well, I've lived it. I feel like consistency, because I can say so many times I've been not motivated.
I'll
to do
be honest. I
certain
never
things.
actually even thought about it until we went to that event with Jorge, and he went up there and he said motivation.
We got a crowd outside.
I know.
that's
I was
cool.
like, what the
Yeah,
heck?
that's pretty cool. So motivation beats. Or I'm sorry. He said if you're not consistent, motivation is never going to give you
Results. Like it dies out.
because it dies out. Because like he said,
Yeah.
like, we're here today doing all this stuff, da 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 da. But then when you go home, you got to deal with life, and then you get unmotivated. So if
Yeah.
you don't have a good
Yeah.
purpose,
Yeah. I see that too.
yeah. What's the chat say over there? It looks like it's something
Nate.
over there. Which one are you on? Your personal?
Yeah, Dior, one of my friends I used to work with, said, now my husband and I are in a full debate on the topic as well. Who thinks what?
Yeah,
'Cause
who's in
Dior
consistency?
has been on a huge wellness journey the past, I've recognized for the past year, probably been longer, but
Nice.
so I kind of want to see what she thinks and who's thinking what, because I know.
I think in the wellness, I think for sure being consistent is going to get you the result you want. I think in wellness.
Yeah.
Because honestly, let's be honest. Like, I was 300 pounds. I was not motivated when I went to the gym at first. Like, you're not motivated to look at yourself in the mirror. You're not motivated to drink. To drink healthier, eat healthier. Like, Elena
In the beginning, it's so hard.
Elena would put shakes, and I'm not motivated to eat a shake. I wanted my steak,
Steak and potatoes.
and whatever.
It's
I don't
like
even
you
know what
said,
used to cook.
until you start seeing results, you
start getting
Yeah.
more motivated. You're right, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's
But then you'll never get motivated if you're not consistent, because you'll never see the result without the man. We won. I won. That's it.
Okay,
it's totally done.
You won. But like when it comes to like, we can kind of dive into like fitness journeys if we want, because you just kind of briefly.
That's right, because it is a different topic now. Yeah.
Yeah, like you briefly jumped into it, so I feel I agree with you on that aspect, because I feel like a lot of people quit before they reach their potential because they're not seeing results. And what I think like the research shows says it takes like 3 months to actually notice it on yourself.
Oh, like actual.
Other
So
people
like
will,
other
but-
people notice 30
So it's
to
21
60
days for you to create a habit, but then it's 3 months for you to see a
you to
result
see
from
it,
the habit.
you to see it personally, but others might see it within
Now, would
30
you say
to
that
60
applies
days.
not only to the fitness world? Like when you're trying a wellness journey, like let's say I wanted business results. Would you have to give yourself 3 months?
I would say in a business world, I would give it longer.
I think that, well, no, 3 months is what in days? 90, right?
90 days.
So that's probably why they say a 90-day plan.
They always say make
a
90-day plans for your business.
So that would make sense, because when you start creating a new plan, you have to give it at least 90 days for you to see a result, and then decide.
Do you have to fix something, or do you just continue doing what you're doing? And it's always 90 days.
Damn, I would hate to go 90 days.
Are we still recording? Because
Yeah,
20
it's-
minutes
I'm
goes by
53.
fast.
I'm 52. Yeah, we'll stop it here after this. Like,
Are
so
you
just
gonna read
you just
it
gotta
out
check, huh?
Are you going to read it out?
I can.
Redo
Whenever.
what? Redo what?
Read it.
Oh! She put some. Oh, you should have
Yeah.
told me. Stop me, baby. Stop me.
So she said, we for sure got on the topic of wellness and going to the gym. I had to be motivated to go to the gym, and you have to work to form that habit. But he brought up how a habit could be negative as well. Like a smoker, for say.
Oh, yeah. Bad habits.
They don't want to be a smoker, but they smoke constantly.
You
So
created-
breaking a habit.
Well, I mean, I guess that would dive into what's a good consistent. What's a good like? I guess it. I mean, it depends. Bad and good and bad. Good and bad is
Yeah.
always going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And but
Bad
I think,
habits
but I
that
think
you do
our
consistently
yeah,
over
but
and
I
over
think
again.
for our topic, it's going to be specifically to better ourselves always.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to just check real quick if it's like, actually just go ahead. If it's not recording, just stop it. Guys, we're still working on a new camera setup. So for all of you on the live, we're working on a new camera setup, and you should see. Is it recording? Does it say it
I don't know. Where does this?
on the bottom? It'll say recording on the little bottom, little letters. Huh?
No.
All right, so hit it. Now it's recording.
It's recording.
All right, so then
See?
I'll put that
Perfect
again.
timing.
Perfect. So like I said, like I was saying, you know, with us being consistent, we've been able to pick up things with the podcast. We've been consistent with the podcast. Have we been always motivated to come and do the podcast? I know now. For me, every single new thing that I get to play with,
I mean, I think
gets you
I'm
motivated.
like motivated. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I can't wait for this to go or whatever. But yeah,
For me, it's more like, oh, you know, we got to figure out the kids and then show up and then. But it does motivate me to come because it's fun
yeah.
and I get to see Hannah.
oh boy, like you can't see Hannah on the regular.
Oh, not on the regular.
Jeez.
That's so crazy.
I think that if we're not consistent, like I feel like I don't think we fell off, but I
Yeah.
think after the last one we kind of slipped into like a comfort of like getting like the first one.
We'll miss Friday or we'll miss this day. 'cause of
Yeah,
this.
my
Yeah,
eyes
we
twitching.
did.
Oh my god. No, we like if you look at the first one when we were unboxing everything.
Oh, we were
like
yeah.
kids. We were like, yeah.
And it went on for 2
Well,
hours.
But two, like we kind of run out of like topics. Like we want to keep talking about, you know, being better, this and that. But honestly, how much of that do you actually talk with just you? Like, you know, we're trying to get some guests on here.
Yeah.
And but again, we're not falling into like a schedule, so we kind of the guests, it's hard to tell, hey, come on Friday.
Yeah.
And then like we got stuff going on, so that's another thing. But
Yeah.
anyways, yeah, I see what you're saying, because we were like da, 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 da.
Yeah, but we like kicked it out. Like we literally, you went home, stayed up till like 2 a.m.
Yeah. No,
posted
and
it.
when we got it, we drove to get the little SD card, bro.
Yeah, like we were so hype, and I think you can apply this to all things in life. You know, when something's new and you're starting it fresh, like it's easy for you to be.
Sorry.
Is it somebody you know?
No. It's easy to be super motivated and like be excited about it.
Yeah.
You know, but then like the last one we did, I feel like we like slowly, like it took us like a week to get it out. Well, we had some camera issues too, but
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
we kind of
Well, we
slipped
just
into
used the
this.
phone, that first one.
Yeah.
We didn't even
yeah.
use the camera.
We slipped into this
wa-
comfort, I feel like.
Yeah, it wasn't until we actually wanted to get more serious.
But
that
see,
we
that's why
had
it's
the
so
other stuff.
important to like take action when you're motivated with so many things. Like when you're motivated, you're gonna do it. You're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
But then most people, it's also contradicting, because then most people wait to be motivated to do things, where you kind of sometimes just have to do things without knowing, without
Yeah.
like having a clear
Well, it's
picture.
like what happened to us. We were consistently going to the gym, Planet Fitness, every day. And then Lucas had an issue
Life
and
happened.
took us off for a whole week. Like
Yeah.
we're going to the hospital till 2 a.m., you know, having to go to the thing, and we fell off.
Yeah.
And now we're like trying to find that motivation to go back and start our consistency again.
Yeah.
Damn, I think I just contradicted myself.
Oh.
Oh man, you know what? We're gonna do a poll on this one.
And now,
Are you a motivation junkie or
Somebody
a consistency
said,
junkie?
but when do the habits become a routine? I don't think you were in here when we were kind of talking about that. It takes about 21 days to create.
Well, that's
a habit.
Yeah. Well, the routine would almost be the same as consistency and habits.
Yeah. So I would say like
Statistically, 21 days is like what
in
they
my
say.
brain, Jose, you find your motivation. Wait, no. I'm going to add in her. You find your purpose.
Wait, are we in Elena's brain or yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is her. The purpose part's her brain. I'm taking all of your brains. So you have the purpose part that takes you to the motivation part, and then you have to be motivated to create a routine to be consistent.
yeah.
Yes. Write that down.
And then it's like a big circle, and it takes 21 days to create a habit.
So, yeah,
So then, when does like
I think.
discipline kicks in?
Well, the discipline. Gee, that's a whole other topic.
Yeah.
I think.
TJ,
I think-
it's debate. The debate is motivation versus consistency.
Oh, I'll say it again. It's so the debate is the power of showing up. Why consistency beats motivation every time. I think they need to both coexist. From what we've gathered, they have to coexist. But do you want to stay motivated, or do you think consistency is always going to? So basically, like, I want to make $100,000 this month in my business. Are you going to base more of your result on being consistent to reach that goal, or are you going to try to look for motivation to reach that goal? Because you can find both. You can every day you can wake up and look for that motivational video, that motivational speech,
Motivate
that motivational
yourself,
friend, whatever. But if you're doing it every day, that's a consistent habit.
Yeah.
That's a good one, though. That's a good
And
one. And
also, like how we just said, I've even fallen off the band, like the wagon a little with my gym habits. But how do you get back into that consistency?
I got you. Why did we fall off at 45? We became unmotivated.
Yeah.
Complacent.
We what is that? Explain to me, complacent.
Complacent.
Oh, complacent.
Like we became comfortable and we felt stagnant within what
but
we were
wouldn't that
doing,
be-
and we had no like
Nothing new to look forward to.
Yeah, like no
It's
motivation to
it's
keep
unmotivated.
going.
So we got unmotivated. So, but our consistency helped us to kind of be able to jump out of there and say, well, we're just gonna go find a gym. And then we just got, life happened. I mean, for us, for sure, you had your stuff going on too. Like you had stuff going
I
on.
feel like it's always life that happens when you fall off, especially when you're a person who always
say?
works on
You
your
say something?
habits.
Yeah, no, finish. Keep going. He's distracted.
Like I feel like
ADHD kicked in.
if you're a person that's always working on your habits and your disciplines, usually when you fall off, it's because
That's
life happens.
true. If you're not,
Like if you're not that kind of person yet, then what are you doing? I don't know.
Yeah.
it's a scary world.
So one of my friends in here, TJ, he said for him it's consistency. Y'all touched on this earlier.
Consistency.
But sometimes you aren't motivated, but if you can stay consistent, you'll see results.
Yeah.
That's true. I like the way
So,
you put
okay,
that.
now in my head, like the way he said it, like makes me think, okay, it depends on the time which comes first, right?
What you mean the time?
So if you're beginning, I feel like I'm right when it comes to starting.
Yeah.
you have to have
Be
motivation.
you have to be motivated.
That comes first to be motivated to even start something. But now, like I kind of like
right. So then
I'm retraining my brain right now.
Hold on. Yeah.
But consistency is essential to keep going.
Let her cook, baby. She got it. So I think we're on the same. I think we've turned you because yes, consistency
Depends on the time frame. We're both right.
But we're talking about which one beats which. Yes, I agree.
You have to be
need
motivated to get started.
Mm-hmm.
But consistency will always beat motivation because if you want to reach that goal, you have to create those habits, and those habits will only start by motivation. TJ, back me up, baby.
He says business, sales, fitness, health, I think more consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in business. Like you have to show up every day even when you're unmotivated.
Girl, let me tell you something.
Or
we could talk about that.
Shit sucks. Like you still gotta show up. Or like you can't just give up.
Do you apply that in relationships?
I think so too.
Yeah.
That shit would have been long gone.
I gotta consistently say I love you every morning.
Yeah, Dior. So we just hit on that. I don't know if you were still in here. So we kind of agreed to disagree that depending on the time. So in the beginning, you do have to have that motivation to start. But then after that, the consistency will always win to keep you going and to keep results happening and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree. It happens in relationships too.
And I mean, the title of what I had was the power of showing up. So for you to show up, is consistency going to be motivation, or is motivation going to be consistency? The power of showing up. So we're not. So that's the point. Like that's the title. Like we're not talking. I'm going to start or this. But those are all good points that we hit. But if for this matter, it was if you have to show up to something every single day, which one's going to beat it?
I guess not specific topic.
I think consistency.
Yeah.
What do you think? I don't know. Tana's kind of just making me worried. We had her churned.
Say it one more time.
So I'm sorry. We're still getting used to these new. I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know what to do with my hands. So in the matter of, let's go with we're in the courtroom. In the matter of the
Yep. I think they probably should see who you are.
Yeah. Oh, what's up, my man? Listen. So the power of showing up. So meaning, I have to show up to my business. I have to show up to the gym. I have to show up for my family.
To work.
I have to show up to work.
School.
I have to show up for my bill payment, my car payment every month.
Yeah.
Right. In the question of showing up, is it consistency going to beat motivation, or is motivation going to be consistency? And I think we ran into consistency will always beat motivation when it comes to showing up for something.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what. Health, fitness, business, relationship. Honestly, even relationship, if you think about it. If you're consistently telling each other I love you, if you're consistently trying to go out on dinner dates, if you're consistently, you know what I mean? It's going to beat motivation, because I'm not always motivated. She's not. I'm pretty sure she's not motivated to see me every day.
We're about to go down a whole nother rabbit hole.
I don't know if we got the time for it. I don't know if we got the
now that we're talking about relationships,
we got 13 minutes.
And you brought relationships into it and being consistently saying I love you and going on dates and blah 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 blah. I hate that with a passion, because that's a habit, and I don't want just all of that to come out of habit and you're doing it because
like
you're
a mono,
supposed to.
Oh, I love you, just because you're saying I love you.
Yeah, and then the meaning and the feeling of it is deteriorating because you're doing it just to do it. Like, you're just like, all right, love you, babe, bye, see you, have a great day at work, and it's just like,
it just kind of dies. You're right. The same.
Look me in my face and be like, eye contact, and be like, I love you, I hope you have a great day.
Gee, that's hard for us sometimes.
Intention.
Yeah,
I try.
You have to have intention.
But are you doing that back?
No, because we all get comfortable.
So you're
we're
saying
all
you're
guilty.
Also,
I'm not. I'm not.
Okay.
No, I'm not an angel.
You're not leaving that just on the guy. Like you're saying, no. I could probably do that too.
Everybody.
I know I could do that more.
We should have brought this into last week.
Mitchell, why aren't you in here?
We should have brought this into last week's conversation too, with sex. You just are you doing it with intention, out of habit, or are you doing it because you're motivated and you want to do it, and it's going to be spicy?
I think for sex, it's probably motivated. I don't want to wake up with blue balls the next morning. I'm going. Elena's giving me this look right now, like she about to kill me. She got this new look too, man.
The bob cut.
It's Shark Week though, so I gotta. You know what I mean?
Oh my God! Put you on blast.
She put it on blast herself.
The whole world.
What do you mean? You put it on blast yourself. You figured put that on Instagram, so I put it out there too.
Do we even keep anything anymore to ourselves?
This is the consistency of marriage. Well, I mean, we've been married. We're going 14, right? This year, 14. All right, next month, June 4th. June 4th, 15.
What are we doing?
Or 14? Shit, I can't
14.
remember. 14.
Me over here. What are we doing?
We should do something. We should do something. But anyways, we're not gonna go to the H. That's for sure. I don't want smoke in my inhaled.
Oh my God.
Fun,
drop it. What'd they say?
Someone said, when it's Shark Week, time to put it in the jaws.
Who did it? TJ?
No. I don't even know who that is.
Hey, we ended up with some guests on our podcast.
So
how do I get her motivated for the jaw?
We got Dior. I didn't even, because I can't see the names. I only seen your usernames, so I didn't even realize Anthony's in here. So it's husband and wife. They're watching together and arguing, debating, and then Nick is.
But don't put that down. That's good.
Huh? No, it's good.
I almost felt like you were like, it's just a husband and wife.
No, I'm saying I love that they're both watching.
Oh.
Like on their separate phones and accounts, so that they're like.
Call your grandparents right now. Get them on there.
They're going to be arguing all night about this topic now. And I feel like.
Which one, though? The consistency, motivation? Or the
consistency versus motivation. Dior, do you feel like. Hey, Anthony, how are you? Do you feel like within your relationship, consistency has. How do I say this without them arguing for real? Do you think consistency has created a habit which has made things stagnant?
In a relationship?
Yeah.
Say it again.
Like the whole part of like just saying I love
has
you just to say it.
consistency become a habit,
Yeah.
which now has created stagnant motion within your relationship.
It's hard.
Like, you just
that's
do it
hard
because it's a
because
habit.
You're just doing it, going through the
in-
motions, and you're like a roommate.
And I mean, I think let's just go with marriages, because we live in a new era. Relationships happen everywhere, and it's very different now. But let's put it this way: our parents stayed together. Why? Most of the time,
They chose to be together.
We're talking like
Every day.
back in the days, yeah. And then they consistently every day they would do like the same things every day. Like your parents would always pray together. They would always eat together. Your mom would always have his meal ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So did that consistent action strengthen the love, or did it, or you know, I can't pick the brain that they had because they're not here, so I wouldn't be able to tell you, do you still love him with the same passion, or is it just because it's what was known to be the right thing to do back in the days,
Yeah.
right? Because now in the new generation, it's like, you know, you get tired of that consistency.
You're looking for something new.
You could look for something new, whether it's now we're gonna try something new. We're gonna try a new toy. We're gonna try bringing in somebody to your relationship. This is all that stuff's happening. We're gonna do now the pineapple thing at the cruise. You know what I mean?
What?
Yeah, like not the swingers club. All of those things are adding on because of the consistency created that stagnant feeling, and now, hey, I want to keep this relationship live, so let's add these new things to it.
Yeah.
But what's next, bro? Like, what else are you gonna add?
That's very true. But like for me in my head, like, because what you were just saying with like people, like her parents have been together for forever.
But it's
Why
also
do
the
you-
cultures too,
yeah,
like back then to now.
Why do you think that today's generation, when it comes to relationships and consistency and showing up every single day for a significant other, why do you think people are so quick to opt out or add in things?
I think it would fall into the category of what is it? What they say? Woke.
Lack of motivation?
They're woke.
I think it's because they
yes.
feel it's harder to work on that without those things than it is to just like, oh, let's just try something.
Well, it's like anything.
Yeah.
If you like, you either want it bad enough and you have a purpose bad enough to where you show up every day. So, for instance, a relationship, a marriage, anything like that. You try to show up for it every single day, and you work for it, and it's always a battle. Every single day, it's a battle. You have to work for it. Like it's a. How do they say it? There's a word I feel like. In marriages, like it's a every day. It's a
daily
new
effort. Like
yeah, it's like you have to try to work with your partner and get to know them better, and you have to date them every single day.
Yeah, and continue to grow.
Yeah, where now I feel like the new kids on the block, they'll rather just be like, hey, I want that fiery feeling that I get when I meet somebody new.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to create that with the same partner.
Yeah,
Right.
because it's harder. You have to work for it.
Well, I mean, it's also like social media. You have the dating apps. You have like the ability to find somebody like that within a couple minutes. You know.
Yeah.
Where back then it was different.
We have a couple opinions here.
Ooh, let's bring them in. Give it to me. And make sure you guys subscribe to the Strong Pour YouTube, or, you know, either Instagram or anything. Be great to have you all on there.
Dior said she's confused. We've gone too many routes.
We have.
We usually do that.
But that's the thing, though. It's like you
Yeah.
can't just... So, like, on the topic of does consistency win over motivation, it really depends on what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think.
And then her husband said a break in the routine keeps it from being stagnant in most situations. And then Nick, as long as the relationship is always healthy and put first, adding things respectfully to relationships is good. TJ said short attention span. I don't know what you're talking about. And then Nick again said, I feel as if there's also so much easy temptation and access to have others in
Yes.
the world hear you. And sometimes people are more afraid to talk to their significant others. And then
Because you
Dior,
could be easily replaced.
yep, Dior said, but you have to have the motivation to keep the relationship going, not go back on the debate. See, that's what I was saying. You gotta be motivated.
Yeah,
and then Nick, the instant gratification and easy dopamine hits have made things a bit tough.
Exactly. Yep. That's the thing. It's like back in the days, it was probably easier to keep that same partner. Nowadays, it's
A click of a button. Yeah.
The
And
instant gratification.
very unrealistic
and
things.
that's why we have it hard. That's why we have it hard nowadays. I mean, we're going back to the era. If we're going, biblical, we're going back to the era of when the Great Flood happened. Everybody was doing the wrong thing. It was so easy to go to. Was it Babylon or something? I'm not a complete mathematician on the Bible, but is it Babylon where they were like that's the city of Babylon? You would go and that's where you would find the
women
prostitutes
and all the stuff.
and the drugs and
they were doing everything
Yeah.
that was against God.
And then you had like the big, tall, like strong men that would just basically do whatever they wanted and then that's when the Great Flood and who was a flood? I forgot. Noah's Ark. So Noah, he was like trying to preach like, oh, you guys got to change. There's a big flood coming. And they were like, oh, you suck, man. Is that what we're doing to our parents right now, bro? We're telling them, dude, don't tell me how to pick my partner. I can have multiple partners. We're good with that. You know what I mean? We can have swingers. We're good with that. And they're over here like, bro, there's a flood coming, dude. Is that could that be happening right now? Obviously, there's not going to be another flood because of the rainbow thing.
Yeah.
For anybody who's into the Bible, I don't know. I'm talking about Bible stuff now.
No, I agree that it's just me personally. Like, I'm like whatever works for your marriage and makes you show up, do it. Like, I'm not here to judge you, but at the end of the day, like, I think that a lot of people fall into that like consistency rut, and then it becomes stagnant, and they start having, like he said, easy access. Like literally a click of a button and you can be talking to somebody. And it's tempting. Like, nothing you see on the internet is real anymore. There's so much Photoshop, so many angles, and like it's just insane that what women and men do to present themselves on social media, which we've already chatted about that. We're not going to get into that. But you have to remember, people allow you to see what they want you to see. So I mean, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, it is. So I think we touched pretty good. Let's break it down. One last comment. I'll read the thing again. You kind of break it down however you want, however you feel. You want to go first, Hannah? Just to end the podcast today, or you want to go first? Basically, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read again what the topic was and what you feel.
Okay.
Who's going first?
Just read it.
Oh, okay. Damn. All right.
It's like a recap.
So, now we're talking about the power of showing up. So,
the power of showing up.
So basically, like saying you needing to show up to something. This says why consistency beats motivation every time. So, I guess you could turn that if you want, but this is saying, let me tell you why consistency
I think
motivation.
when it comes to showing up for stuff, for sure, consistency beats motivation. Just because we've had to do it day in and day out.
Yeah.
So when it comes to showing up for things, like even if when you really don't want to do it.
I'm gonna not be black and white here. I'm gonna stay in the gray.
Sorry.
Bless you. I'm gonna stay in the gray.
Sorry.
And continue on my point of we are both right, depending on what it is and the time within that journey it is. So at the beginning, I think motivation will always beat consistency, because you have to start to become consistent and you have to have motivation to even start. And then from there, consistency does beat motivation, because you have to have consistency to be successful, and you're not going to be motivated if you're not successful. That's a mouthful. I'm sorry.
Mic drop. Yeah, no, it is. It is. I'm not even going to touch on it because honestly, Elena kind of already said her part. There's not really a third point.
You can just state how you feel again.
Well, I mean, in the power of showing up, for sure, like consistency is always going to beat it, because like I said, like I won't be motivated every single day. I'm gonna be honest. Like some days, I go to sleep at 2 a.m. trying to put the kids to sleep or cook or this or meal plan or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
and you're tired the next morning, you're not motivated to go anywhere. You want to motivate yourself to the next pillow.
Next pillow.
But yes, if you are starting something, you don't have that motivation to start or that purpose, because motivation and purpose I think are all the same. Then you're not ever gonna create that consistency.
Okay.
Boom. That was a good one.
Any last comments? We're about to log off.
Thank you for watching. What were we
The
on?
Strong
Whose is
Pour.
this? This is Hannah's.
Mine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So make sure you subscribe to the Strong Pour.
The strong. I think everybody that's in here follows.
And if you are local to us and you want to join us live here at DWTN Nutrition for a rebuttal or even
A specific
topic, or you want to touch base, or you want to give your point, you feel like you have the word, just hit us up and we'll schedule you in.
yeah, or if you're scared to come on,
Yeah, don't worry.
you
We
can
have a
just
crowd.
message us, one of us
Yeah.
individually or on our Instagram, The Strong Pour, and give us topic ideas, like things that you want to see us talk about and debate. Because, we have topics, but we want to cater
Yeah.
to our audience and who's watching us consistently.
Yeah, and how crazy this world's getting. We just had another shooting, McCabe's, this Saturday morning.
Again,
Different, completely different.
the second one?
Another one.
So yeah,
Another one.
The guy did not. Yeah, the guy did not die. He dodged the bullet. Apparently, he ducked or something. But
I was just there
what
getting
the
a bottle
hell,
on
dude?
Wednesday night.
Nah, man, you can't even go to McCabe's now.
Well, I went. McCabe's is next
Right
to
next
Amelia's
to it,
Liquor,
yeah.
and I did the little drive-by, and the whole time I was like, "What?"
Yeah, the guy supposedly the guy bought the guy a beer, $5, asked for the money back. Guy didn't give it back, so he shot. Like, what? $5? Damn.
I'm like, "Oh, it's just fine up
I
in
think
here.
he
We
was.
can do
I
this."
feel like he was maybe asking for something else, and he didn't give it to him.
Oh,
I'm assuming. I mean, $5. I'm gonna shoot you for $5. Come on, dude. That's
so
crazy.
we do have a fourth mic. So we do encourage you if you want to
Yeah.
come.
And
We
we-
would love to sit down with the fourth
and
person.
if you have if you want to do a girls talk, I could exile my way out. If the guys want to talk, we just get rid of the girls. They can be in like the background.
I want to be in
can
the
come
guys
hang.
talk
Yeah, you could be in the
Come
guys talk, but on the side.
because I want to
And
argue.
we could bring you. We can
I want to
like
fight.
we'll
I
like
wanna
run over
argue.
with the mic and give it to you for a second, and be like, okay, that's enough for you.
yeah, we can do all sorts of things.
But yeah, all right, let's
Yeah.
go. Thank you guys for watching again. I don't know how to exit it sometimes, but oh yeah, I say
It's like a
thanks-
breakup.
I say thanks for watching. This is Jose.
Elena,
And Hannah.
Boom, boom, boom. We'll catch you on the next.
peace.
Bye.